Strangely, BMW's recent electric car scored only 4 stars on a safety test for the European NCAP. Renault, their Zoe, scored 1 star. Now, interestingly, there is a reason for this. The actual technology needed to score 5 stars is different to what it used to be. Now, experts are saying that within the next 24 months, Chinese cars will score better on safety tests in Europe, America, and in China than non-Chinese made cars. Here is why. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to all your new subscribers. Great to have you. Welcome back, everyone else. It's been about 9,000 new subscribers recently, and I've got to say thank you to everyone who's mentioned the channel. There's been a few shout outs. I've got to shout you guys back out. That's the right, fair thing to do. First of all, Sandy Munro shouted out the channel. It was about, well, I don't remember actually, maybe a year ago. Sandy, thank you for your shout out. I hope to meet you in the US at some point. It'd be great to have a discussion and chat about all things electric cars. Solving the money problem, Stephen Mark Ryan, thank you for shouting out the channel. And you're one of the key reasons that one of the key people that originally drove me to do YouTube. I watched the video you made where you talked about Jim Rohn. And at that time, Jim Rohn was one of my mentors. Yeah, I'm a bit too young to have really lived through the Jim Rohn era, but I have watched and listened to his videos for thousands of hours. Thousands of hours. He's had a huge impact on me. Dr. Know-It-All. Now, to be totally honest with you, I hadn't heard of Dr. Know-It-All, but apparently he mentioned the channel. Thank you, Dr. Know-It-All. I've since watched one of your YouTube videos and I was very, very impressed. Finally, fully charged. Fully charged, yes. I've got to say, guys, it was a pleasure being involved in your event in Australia. I was going to be in London in April, but couldn't make it, obviously, for the reasons with what's going on here with my wife having cancer. So thank you for inviting me to that and to the event in London. Also, having me on the channel. It was a really, really good experience. And I really enjoyed meeting Australians in Sydney. Meeting you guys in person was an amazing experience for me. And talking to a live audience, I really enjoyed that. It felt like a much more valuable experience for me and even for you by speaking to you in person. Doing this to a camera, it's just not the same. So I'm going to be planning a few live events with a few other YouTubers. Let me know if this is something that would interest you. A few live events, they won't be massive, might be a few hundred people in terms of audience size. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you contact me. Now, I'm not saying Chinese cars are safer than European, American, or cars made anywhere else. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is experts are saying they've found a way to make it look as though they are. Now, they might be, they might not. I don't really know because it's become very complex. The safety of a car now relies on multiple factors. Now, for example, if you want to look at the safest cars in the world, clearly there's really no question about it that it's Teslas. Tesla Model 3. The Tesla Model Y, the Tesla Model S have the best safety scores of any cars tested. And I think it's very clear now that if you want to actually have a car that scores at the very top of the pile when it comes to safety, it basically does need to be an EV for various reasons, but I'm not going to get into those on this video. While European and Japanese auto manufacturers have historically done well in getting good European new car assessment program safety ratings, that's called Euro NCAP, a shift is starting to take place with the threat coming from an unexpected source. It is a bit of a threat, to be honest with you. Chinese vehicles, which have previously done poorly on crash safety tests, could take the top ratings in the years to come. In fact, the grades of vehicles manufactured in China have been steadily improving lately, according to the Euro NCAP's rating. For example, many Chinese EVs have scored higher than expensive BMW electric cars in the tests. Not just BMWs, but I've got to highlight BMW because they've done a bit poorly with some of their EVs. So many cars coming from China, which have been tested within the last 6 months, have outperformed BMW electric cars and other cars, such as the Renault Zoe, by a mile in terms of the safety tests. It would therefore not be outrageous to predict that Chinese cars will take the lead by 2026, says Automotive News. This can at least partly be attributed to recent and upcoming updates to the Euro NCAP test protocols and the development of V2X, vehicle to everything technology by Chinese automakers. Volkswagen, That's what they have seen coming. And it's why they've invested billions of dollars into getting Chinese companies to solve and fix their software problems. They had some big problems. They invested into Chinese companies that work on this sort of stuff in the software area. All of a sudden, their software is working much better. Is that purely a coincidence? No, of course it is not. Among the 2023 test protocol changes, local hazard warnings will be rewarded with up to 10 safety assist points. These include warnings for traffic jams, construction zones, accidents ahead, stopped vehicles on the hard shoulder, and emergency vehicles. Some of these things are things you can only do right now with apps like Waze or Google Maps, but that's changing. While any communication method for these alerts can be used, those using V2X direct communication solutions can be rewarded maximum points. Furthermore, cellular non-direct communication solution is part of a connectivity package offered by some automakers as a paid subscription. This is the scam here, right? It's a bit of a scam. Many automakers believe that this is where they're going to make money out of you. They're going to sell you these safety paid subscriptions because you'll have no choice. If you want to get the safest car, you'll need to pay the subscription. I think we shouldn't support this. I'm not a fan of this concept because there will be some automakers not charging you for it. Some will. I think avoid the automakers that are charging for it. There are companies such as Toyota, Mercedes, and BMW, and others say that they plan to make many, many billions of dollars out of you, the consumer, by getting you to pay for these paid subscription services. Road operators worldwide are already recognizing the contribution of V2X to improving road safety. The most recent example, the V2X deployment on the Autobahn in Germany, where officials hope the move will save lives on the country's roads. Although the benefits of V2X are known, Volkswagen remains the only European manufacturer shipping vehicles with V2X as a standard option. This will likely help models such as the ID3, the ID4, and the ID Buzz start climbing the ladder of the upcoming safety assist table. Changes loom in 2026. Euro NCAP announced that the introduction of V2X safety grading in its tests will take effect in 2026. It's not long, it's only 2.5 years away. Chinese automakers have already been launching vehicles with built-in V2X. They've done so in preparation for a change in the safety grading by the Chinese NCAP in 2025. Basically, the Chinese NCAP is mirroring the Euro NCAP so that Chinese cars, well, it's a good safety rating for starters, but also so that Chinese cars can proliferate and sell really well in Europe. Chinese government is planning on taking as much of the European auto market share as it possibly can. These Chinese cars, which are destined for export to Europe, the US, and other markets, will contain the latest safety technology, which will invariably help them excel in the 2026 Euro NCAP tests. However, much of the competition, including in particular Japanese cars, do not have this technology, and there are no plans put in place that I know of right now for them to do so. To get a top Euro NCAP rating of 5 stars, V2X technology is expected to be essential only in 2029. As a result, some European manufacturers are considering delaying their V2X deployment plans, or really delaying even working on this technology. The complexity of the V2X Euro NCAP 2029 test will surge. Automakers that lack prior V2X deployment experience will struggle to handle this leap in complexity, says Automotive News. Whereas automakers with several years of deployment experience will be well positioned to pass these tests. Clearly, the Chinese are working on getting used to it now, basically mastering this technology now, not waiting until 2028 to try and figure it all out. However, safety scores will still be affected in 2026. So if you're an automaker and you haven't actually nailed this yet, you don't have long. You've really only got 2 years to figure this out and get it into your new cars. What this means is that the safety rating of Chinese cars will see a significant jump in 2026, potentially resulting in those vehicles topping the Euro NCAP ratings for the first time. They're already beginning to do so. This lead isn't expected to disappear in 2029 due to the gained experience in V2X deployment. Now, the truth is, there are many Chinese automotive technology companies working on automated driving software and a range of safety technologies, including cell-to-body architectures which make cars safer. Realistically, Tesla and Chinese automakers will likely still dominate. Well, actually, Tesla will likely still dominate, but so will Chinese automakers. They're likely to dominate the car market when it comes to safety technology in 2026 and beyond. If Europe's top automakers want to avoid losing the prestige associated with receiving high Euro NCAP ratings, as BMW has lost that prestige lately with some of its cars, they must prioritize V2X technology instead of procrastinating. Remember, NCAP safety ratings are a massive marketing tool. The Chinese want to use this. They want their cars to be considered the safest, and they're getting ready to dominate these safety tests. Will this make cars safer? It could. It might. Actually, it probably will. Let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.